critical application steps to the Harvard Child Development Series and Frameworks Institute. They came up with 3 core concepts that are critical to, in their translation process, from neuroscience into what's salient about brain development. And then I realized, our 3 clinical steps are really the clinical translation process from their translation process into what do we do about this clinical principle. So I'm going to walk you through the 3 steps. We have used the metaphor of the tree. It seems to be one that has stuck and probably one that we will continue to use, and we'll go into the manual. And so step 1 is in relationship to what is adaptive versus toxic stress. And we know that toxic stress derails brain development and derails brain architecture. So the roots to the tree are really the sleep-awake 24-hour sleep-awake cycle, very much taken and built off of the work of T. Barry Brazelton's early, mid-1970s and his states of arousal, and then was built on that. You'll see that step 2 is built on step 1, and step 2 is built on the work of Stanley Greenspan and Serena Reeder. We're happy to have Serena here with us. And so this is the D and DIR, or access 5 of the DC 0 to 3 bar. And you can't really get to these levels of engagement if you don't have good physiological stability. And the step 1, the roots to the tree, and step 2, the trunk of the tree, then lead into brain architecture. So if you've got problems in your roots, it's going to be hard to build your trunk. And if you have problems in your roots and your trunk, your brain architecture will have some developmental delays, disabilities, and some issues. And so we then look at the 4 brain systems for the branches of the tree and start to look for where are our strengths and our vulnerabilities, do we need remediation, and what are our strategies for triggers and toolkits to help with this stress cycle. So I'm going to just orient you to this side of the chart. These are our 3 practical tools that we use. This side of the chart is for caregivers and families. This side is for professionals, so these are a little bit more complex. But these 3 steps are what we engage our families with, and the first step is the colors. We use the colors and orient families to the green zone and to the 3 primary stress responses. Red being focused on the gas pedal, blue focused on the brake. The combo zone is a combination of the gas and the brake. As I said, then we start with step 2. Bottom up means you have to be green in order to start with the engagement process. And these have just been organized according to neurodevelopment in terms of bottom up are the first 5 levels of engagement, and then top down the last 2. And these don't tell you what's driving the problems. These just tell you have a problem, either in the neurobiology of your stress response system or in your patterns of engagement. Step 3 we use then for looking to what's the cause of the problems. Step 3 on a micro level is looking at inside the purple wheel, what are functional capacities that are strengths, what are functional capacities that are potential targets of triggers. And then what's most important for our discussion in the next 30 minutes is how then these link up with systems of care. So most of our communities are now complex communities that are cross-sectored, cross-disciplined, and have these 5 core systems of care involved in the training of the communities, so that these communities are using, all of them are using these 3 steps and are linked up with the service delivery system. So it's a community-based service delivery model to become more effective and more efficient, so that we are really creating community systems change.